Okay, boys and girls, tonight you're supposed to 11 through 20. It's rounding homework. We're using the underline circle method this time instead of the number line method. The first one we're going to do is 11, which is 426,384. The 3 is underlined, so we are rounding to the nearest 100. So I'm going to underline the 3. I draw a circle around its next door neighbor to the right, which would be 8 in the tens place. The next thing I say is the number in the circle greater than 5, equal to or greater than 5? Yes. If it is, we shove it up to the next 100. So the 3 would actually be a 4 because this is more than 5. We copy the numbers in front of it and put the 2 zeros. We put our little rounding symbol. So we know that means that rounds to 426,400. For number 12, the digit that is underlined is 2. 2 is in the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands place. So we are going to round to the nearest 1,000. So we underline that place, which is 2. We draw a circle to its right next door neighbor, which is 9. We put our rounds to sign. Then we say, well, the number we circled, is that greater than or equal to 5? 9 is greater than 5. So we're going to shove it to the next number, and it will round up. So instead of a 2, we'll put 3. We'll put our 4 and 5. And since we're rounding, we put zeros. So we say 542,930 is about, or rounds to, 543,000. Number 3, the direction, or I'm sorry, 13, the directions change. It is round the number to the nearest 1,000. So that tells us what we do. All right, the digit that is 1,009,426 is the 9. So I'm going to underline the 9. I'm going to circle its neighbor to the right, which is a 4. Then I say, well, the number that is circled, is it 5 or greater? No, it's 4. So we say we're going to let it rest. We keep the 4. So we keep the 9. And then we substitute zeros since we're rounding. And that says 9,426 rounds to 9,000 to the nearest 1,000. For number 14, if we round 57,496 to the nearest 1,000, I have to find out what digit is in the 1,000 place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. I'm going to underline it. I'm going to draw a circle. Since that's the thousands place, I'm going to draw a circle around the digit in the hundreds place. Is that 5 or more? No, it's not. It's 4. So it's going to rest. We're going to keep the 7. We'll say it rounds to. I'm keeping the 7, of course, the 57,000, and I'm going to put the zeros because 57,496 is closer to 57,000 than to 58,000. For 15, we have a bigger number. It's 360,491. The thousands place is a 0. We draw a circle in the hundreds place. It's a 4. So we say we let it rest. we do our rounding symbol. That means that we just say 360,491 is closer to 360,000 than to 361,000. For 16, the problem says 824,137. I'm rounding to the nearest thousand. So that means I'm going to underline.
Mrs. Wilson, I didn't make an announcement last week, but I am starting my lesson learning session. If anybody wants to learn about.
I'm having an announcement at school, so I'm having to wait till that's done to finish.
Feel free to stop by my room. I'm starting in about 2 minutes. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
I'll start 16 again. 824,000, so I underline the 4. 137. I'm going to circle the 1. 1 is less than 5. So I'm going to keep the 824. I'm going to keep that 4. So we say it rounds down. 824,000. Because I'm rounding to the nearest thousand. Okay, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I'm rounding to the nearest 100,000. So that is the number I will underline. For 226,568, I'm going to underline the 2 in the 100,000. I'm going to draw a circle around the digit in the 10,000. That's smaller than 5, so I'm going to kind of let it rest. So I know my answer is going to be in the 100,000s. So it's closer to 200,000, not 300,000. For 18, 457,724. I'm rounding to the 100,000 place. That's that 4. So I'm going to underline it. I'm going to draw a circle around the digit to the right. This is a 5. So I need to round up. It's closer to 500,000, not 400,000. So if it rounds up, this number goes up by 1. And of course, then it's zeros. Because that makes 500,000. 19. We have 108,665. I'm going to underline the 1. Draw a circle around the 0. That is definitely less than 5. So it's going to stay at 100,000. The choice is 100,000 or 200,000. It's obviously closer to 100,000. All right, for 20, it's 75,291. Well, this says to the nearest 100,000. I don't have 100,000 here. I think in my head, this is a 0. I could do that and circle this. That's the 7 is greater than 5. So instead of it being 0, 0, this actually is closer to 100,000. I will round up. That 0 becomes a 1. Everything else is a 0. I hope this helps.